I'd like to speak on today's talk regarding the Jay-Z freestyle at the Roots picnic. I think that this freestyle right here symbolizes power, strength, and triumph. Jay-Z has basically showed us that, like wine, it can get better with age. He's basically demonstrated this. And I know that there's going to be some of you haters out there that are going to go and say, oh, well, he's old unk, or he shouldn't be speaking on this, or he needs to retire. But those of us that understand lyrics, I think we can all agree that he sounded good. And not only did Jigga sound good, but he also spoke with clarity. We could understand the words that were coming out of his mouth. I really appreciated the fact that it didn't sound like he was really lip syncing at all or had backtracking vocals. This was really a live performance, not to mention with the Roots, a hip hop band for those of you that don't know. I want to just get into a little bit of the lyrics that were said, because I want to talk about it from a different point of view. I know that everybody's reciting his lyrics and how he got at Drake and he got at Nicki Minaj and he got at Tory Lanez and Kanye West and Dame Dash. Yes, we all know all of this. But the main part that I want to emphasize are his lyrics on loyalty and respect. Those were a lot of things that were missed, especially some of the verses that he came at Drake with. But first, let's address Tory Lanez. And for those of you that might not remember, for context, let's go ahead for context, play Tory Lanez's father outside of the courthouse after he was sentenced. Because I believe Jay-Z was speaking straight to his father. He said something about him as well, but straight to the father, you know?
God Almighty, I call heaven and earth to be a record today. That's that right. Rock Nation, right. You will crumble.
Okay, so we hear right here where Tory Lanez's father is saying that the Rock Nation, according to him, will crumble, right? But then if we go to Jay-Z's verse, he actually opens up the verse pretty much with saying the rock's not crumbling. The leprechauns have magically run out of pranks, meaning Tory Lanez, because you know everybody makes fun of him and calls him leprechaun. But it's interesting how he said leprechauns plural, meaning it sounds like he's saying that your dad is also a leprechaun as well. And then Jay-Z goes on to say even more so, your son on a federal jail line mumbling something about having too much in his drink. How dumb is that? Meaning, why are you out here spreading your business, talking about events that happen when you don't have a lawyer present, and not to mention you're doing it from incarceration? Yeah, that is pretty dumb. Not too smart. It almost makes me want to do another video just on Tory Lanez. He's got to be making not the smartest decisions. And I like how Jay-Z goes on to say, another one fumbled his, wonder how I get the blame. Where he goes on to speak about Dame Dash and all that. But like I said, I don't want to get too far off doing a Jay-Z analyst of his lyrics. There's already enough videos on that. What my philosophy here basically is showing you that there's a realm of power and respect. And the fact of how Jay-Z played into this, I feel, is brilliant. And it shows you old man wisdom. Like, Jay-Z knows that he could have had Twitter rants like Kanye. He could have went out there and put out a bunch of diss songs like Drake basically did. He could have went and did podcasts or interviews speaking bad about all those who did him wrong or who said mean things about him. And I even read some of your comments where some of y'all say, well, didn't Jay-Z just do an interview where he said that he didn't condone the battling? Well, I think to a certain degree. I think what he meant was if it gets out of hand, he doesn't condone that. But as far as addressing certain people that need to be addressed, I believe the way he did this was correct because, like I said, instead of just responding and lashing out to multiple people at multiple different times, he basically said, look, I'm going to put all y'all into the same equation. And he addressed all of it at once. He put Drake, Nicki, even others, Kanye. I like how he also brought up the part about Kanye, where he brought up the part about Kanye basically pretending to be crazy and that it's all for show and that these Twitter rants are really just a spectacle. And meaning that when he gets in front of Jay-Z's presence, that he knows how to act. He said, y'all thugs with y'all thumbs again. Everybody think they're the ones insane. You're no maniac. Watch how sane he act in my presence. Niggas shrink. Then he goes on to say how he needs a therapist. Yo, man, the bars right there. The bars right there, man. Basically saying, you know how to act. Calm down, young man, when you in my presence. I like how he goes up to say, I've been running this, man. It's going to cost you a B, meaning $1 billion, to even say my name. Man, I got to say, like, the metaphors, the power, again, this is where we come down to masculinity. This is where we come down to who is loyal, loyalty, and respect. Which she'll bring me to Drake. We remember when Drake said that song, I believe, on, I don't know if it was Janice or one of them songs, but where Jay-Z goes on to say, and this is such a powerful verse right here, or powerful phrase, where he says, his next update, the jig is up. Nigga, I'm up 10. Wrong chart, champ. You got to look up again. You're looking at the wrong chart, meaning y'all are looking at the Billboard charts while I'm looking at the money chart. He said he reigned for 40 days, man. I never looked up to them. Them crackers got your publishing, gangster. Go talk to them. Yo, man. That right there, those bars right there, if that's not some boss shit, I don't know what to tell you. The fact that he even said the word cracker in his rhyme, and Jay-Z's like affiliated with the Super Bowl and all that, I just found very, shall I say, risque to say. But yes, man, this goes back to my point of letting you know that Jay-Z's really showing you that he never really fell off. Certain wine does get better with age. Could Jay-Z actually be getting better? I mean, because, look, we can go back and we can listen to the stuff from the 90s and early 2000s. And, yeah, a lot of it's dope. But I'm actually really liking this version of Jay-Z. Because this version of Jay-Z is coming off as more of, yes, like a mob boss type of figure, not this gangster or drug dealer who's trying to come up and get money and get all the girls and the fame and all that, which, you know, he did all that, been there, done that. That was the older Jay-Z. I'm really liking this new Jay-Z. This new Jay-Z is more like, I see all the wisdom. I've been through a lot of stuff. I've had people try to come after my fortune and they didn't succeed. Heck, my net worth just went up. I'm getting richer as the days go on. Yo, you looking at the wrong chart, champ. Yo, all of these jewels that are being dropped right here, I gotta say, it's like wisdom. I've always said this too, man, that Jay-Z is like an author of a book. He's more than just a rapper. Jay-Z is the type of artist where you can go listen to his album, especially the albums that came later on, and it's like reading a book of like how to become successful. Really inspiring words that he says throughout his rhymes and throughout his albums and rhyme schemes. I like how this verse didn't really sound like a rap beef or a battle verse or this freestyle, whatever you may call it. What it sounded like to me was a response in lessons in loyalty and respect.